But the Democrat Party is in shambles right now. And I mean, when I say shambles, I'm talking about the Michigan Democrat Party with the 13th district, led by my friend, Jonathan Kinlock. Jonathan Kinlock, you got a real problem on your hands, my friend. We're talking about 10 different guys in Detroit, 10 different black folks that are going to run for this one seat. And my prediction, Mike, you listen to this, folks. There's going to be a white man that's going to win that seat and take John Conyer's seat. My prediction, folks, and you remember Negro Damas said it here first. David Kniezek is going to end up winning that seat. That's who's going to win if he decides to get in there. And I'm sure there's going to be a bunch of black Democrats begging him not to. They're going to offer him the lieutenant governor position if he does not run. That's my prediction. I don't have any inside news. I'm not quoting this as Bible or fact right now. But if David Kniezek gets in this race, or Wild out of Westland, the mayor of Westland, if one or two of those, it's going to be one of them. It won't be two of them because they're going to talk it out. They're not going to have the ego involved. They're going to say, you know what? For the better good, one of us needs to make a decision here. My prediction, it will be David Kniezek, and you'll have 10 black folks from Detroit that will split up the vote amongst them, and David Kniezek is going to win that seat. I can see that David Kniezek posted today. He made a post that he's evaluating. You best believe he's evaluating it. He's watching to see what all these different black folks are going to do. And this is my jingle for the evening. You listening to this, folks? Negroes with egos. That is the problem in the 13th district. Negroes with egos. There's going to be 10 black folks running for that seat because everybody has dreamed of having John Conyer's seat for at least the last 10 to 15 years. The political ambition of all these different black folks running for this seat is going to be nauseating. And I'm talking, let me just start with the supposed list. You've got, let's start with both Conyers. We've got Ian Conyers. We've got John Conyers III, who has already made national news. And I don't like talking personal business because that's not my thing. But I figure because he's running for a federal position, I have a duty to bring this to my listening audience that he was not arrested, but the police came to his home for domestic violence, and it made it to TMZ. So I'm not making this stuff up. I'm not just putting this out there. He's done already. You can't take the seat from your dad who had to resign over sexual harassment and give it to the guy that's beat up his girlfriend. It just doesn't happen like that. I'm sorry, folks. It's not going to happen like that in America. All right, so you got the Conyers family. You've got possibly Mary Sheffield. You've got, I've heard some interesting, you got Sherry Denego. She could run. If there's anybody she's got the fire. That's my girl. She's got the fire. She could run. We got 4 right there. We've got Janice Winfrey. That's 5. Coleman Young, who's already said he's going to run. He's going to try to bring it home for the motherland. Coleman Young, he's coming back for the motherland. He wants to bring it back for the motherland. So we're up to 6. I've heard another name, and I don't know if I even want to say his name on the radio. I don't want him to get mad at me. So I've heard some interesting business individuals that might want to run. So I don't want to put them out there because they'll be like, I didn't say I was going to run. I don't want to set his client list or anything like that. But I'm hearing some interesting names out there, folks. And that's 7. And I haven't even named, I know there's some other Negroes with egos that I forgot about that are going to run in the 13th district. But, and I wish my guy would come back so he could plug you in on us because my friend here, and I want to give him a proper introduction because, you know, I don't want to bring him in the middle of my mess is what I would say this is. This is confusion. Is that not the right, Pastor? I'm bringing confusion. And so I don't want to bring him into a mess. But the 13th district is a mess. And Jonathan Kinlock, I'm praying for you, brother. You're my friend. I wouldn't wish this on anybody. I really wouldn't. The 13th district is going to be a mess. And I've been getting calls on my show, folks, for David Bullock to run as well. And I told David Bullock, I said, look, I had at least 5 calls that said David Bullock should run for Congress. But you know what? They said David Bullock should not run for Congress. He's going to have to stop cussing. Now, I got a pastor in today. We're going to talk about that, too. Ooh, we're going to definitely talk about that today. Because me and David Bullock go back and forth all the time about this issue about pastors cussing. He does it on the radio. Matter of fact, I got an email today that told me I could not cuss on the radio. And I know where that came from because I can't play the recap of what my good friend, the Reverend David Bullock, said earlier today. It's just unreal. I tease him about it, but David Bullock is also a possible candidate. And the third, all I know is David Bullock, I respect you, my friend, because I saw that clip. I respect you, my brother. I don't want you to think I don't respect you. That's all I'm letting you know. I respect you. So you throw David Bullock in that race, too. I mean, come on. I mean, we're talking, there's a lot of Negroes with egos in that 13th district. Woo! That's a lot of Negroes with egos over there. And I just think that I feel bad for Kenlock. Kenlock's going to have to do a lot of massaging the feelings there. But, folks, if you're listening, do you think it's possible that we could have a white congressman in John Conyers' seat? Is this the ultimate takeover? I don't want to scare black folks. I don't want to play the race card here. I'm a Republican. We don't do that. But it seems to me that it's very possible, and I mean very possible, that David Kniezek could be the candidate in the 13th district. What do y'all think about that, Detroit? Does that upset you? Does that make you mad? It shouldn't. You have a white mayor now. Things have changed in Detroit. This is the new Detroit. Is it possible for new Detroit that they could elect David Kniezek? Could they see through all the weeds of all the Negroes with egos? 10 of them. I'm predicting 10. That's where I'm willing to, if it's in, what's the over-under, folks? Do you think it's going to be, the phone lines, what's the over-under? Do we go 10, 12? What do we have in terms of how many Negroes with egos will get involved in this race? I know folks are getting a little upset about that. And I know that they're going to, Mike, I'm going to bring you in after our 7th break. Because I think I need to go in just a little bit more. And I don't want to bring in the good man who's a man of the Lord, does not want to be involved in this dirty politics right here. He don't want no parts of this. And I don't blame him. It's ugly in the 13th district. Jonathan Kenlock, you better talk to those folks. Get it together. David Bullock I know he's sitting around somewhere like, you know what? He's ready to take it back over again. Hey, Bullock, I didn't forget what they did to you in the 13th district. That's how they do the black man sometimes. Ain't that right, David Bullock?